Hello everybody, my name is Hellkaiser and welcome back to Mass Effect. It's been a couple of days. We finished the first major area. We managed to get Ashley pissed off at us, which I don't think I've ever done before. And we pretty much saved the day. Or started the adventure. A better way of describing it. But we saved the beacon, or the information for it.
See that taxpayer money at work.
Actually, come to think of it, all we did was really screw up that first mission. We didn't do anything of use to it. Everything went south in a hurry, so I guess that's the best way to describe it. During this episode, I'll fill you in more too on some of our plans once we actually land and this loud cutscene isn't playing.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
I always thought that the Citadel could have looked so much cooler if they just had it look more like the Death Star. It looks a little bit too space octopus for me. Man, this is incredibly loud. I feel like if they had just taken the time to make it look a little bit more like an actual big metal floating planet. Okay, frame rate. Stop for a second.
This is an outrage.
It would have looked better if they'd done it a little different. Instead of looking like it's just long lines.
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action.
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Never exactly understood what good CSEC was. They do nothing.
I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are.
Udino is always a dick.
Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
I'm not gonna sit on my ass just because the Council doesn't want to do anything. If they won't stop Saren, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
The beacon was my men's fault. Saren did kill the other guy.
The CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
What I don't get is, look, Ashley's hair looks so much better than Kaiden's. Kaiden's hair just looks like one solid piece of texture. I complained about this the whole time last time. But if you look at one and then you look at the other, you can tell which one they put more time into, because they used Ashley as an example during the trailers, if I'm not mistaken. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson reports some unusual energy readings during patrol of the Argos Row cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but she was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? Essentially, that just gives me a free quest right there. I'm going to take a minute out of this hour-long recording to talk about some of the plans for the series, or at least what I have picked so far. Number one, this is not going to be like a 100% completion run. We will do the side quest. We might not do every single side quest, but we will do the vast majority of the content, which means you know, this is going to be a longer series, hence the hour-long episodes. We are going to try to settle on one romance option. We are going to do a romance for the series, because, I mean, that's a big thing of BioWare games. Almost all of the characters are romanceable. But I'm going to try to pick a character who's going to be in the full series, so it definitely isn't going to be Ashley or Caden. You can't even... Mass Effect 1 has a low range of romances. We'll talk more about them later. Mostly you get 3 characters for the first game. But we will do something with that. And we're going to, like I said already, we are technically playing a hybrid right now between Renegade and Paragon. We're a little bit more Renegade than we are Paragon. But I'm going to play the way I see fit. And just pretty much do as I want. But we are going to do as much of the content as humanly possible. But at the same time, certain dialogue and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit there and exhaust every option and read every note. Other than that, I think I pretty much made it clear.
I understand what you're saying.
They did a good job making the little keeper things look cooler.
This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash.
These things remind me like of slug or sloths, you know what I mean? They talk so slow and move so slow.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Din. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
Okay, there's not really anything
Goodbye, Ambassador.
I need to say here. I just want to say I always visit this office.
Good day, EarthClan.
I never really found the races in this game to be that interesting. You don't have a lot of interaction with them. They had some cool ones. Mostly the best races is the Asari and the Turians. The Krogans are cool too, but they're mostly just 2 breeds of space dinosaur. The Solarians are okay. It's just, the thing is, you know, they have all these cool alien races, and you think at some point it's going to pay off. And these characters, you know, are kind of pointless. I always thought that Andromeda, and I'm not the only one, that we should have been able to at least pick another race to play as. And that was such a missed opportunity. But because, you know, if anything, the main races people would like is the Krogans, the Turians, and the Asari, and the Krogan. That's like the 4 everybody remembers. There are a few more out there, but that's like the main ones. Pretty much just what you're seeing around here in this first central area. Yeah, they could have done a little bit with it, and they just chose not to do so. And I always felt that they never really played up on a lot of the species differences or anything. You know, everybody looks, you know, they look a little alien, but they all talk the same. There's not really much difference between them.
My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence.
Designed to look like an Asari.
Spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Not interested.
I'll pass.
I apologize if you found my service unsatisfactory. Please submit.
Okay, you can fast travel to different areas. We need to go to the Citadel Tower. Or I'm not taking the long way around. Anyways, I was saying, the races just aren't exactly ever played upon, you know? I guess there's history on them, so like that. Oh, we meet our boy right here.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Garrus is the best character that came out of this game. In fact, they're even selling body pillows now of him, or the sleeves to a body pillow.
I was the officer in charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
What did you find?
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Honestly, I can't decide if I want our romance option to be either Garrus or Liara, because it's pretty much the only two that really matter in this game. You can't romance Garrus in this game, but for the female Shepard, because I played male and female Shepard, he is the best character for the game. You know, if you're playing just regular Shepard, he's your best buddy type, and I think that they honestly should have done a game or DLC just about him almost. I think people would have played it. But, you know, he actually has a cool kind of quirky personality, and during the Citadel DLC, he does actually call Shepard, you know, girlfriend and stuff like that, and refers to him in a relationship, which makes him kind of seem a little bit more personal. I never understood. I get because Shepard doesn't have a first name, although I don't understand why they just wouldn't implement one. Everybody just calls her Shepard or Commander, like during the Liara romance, the bedroom scene. If you know, she still calls him Commander after going to bed with him, or her, depending on which gender you play as, which always felt a very disconnect to me. You know, as a character, as a gamer, you know, you don't think it's like if you watch a movie and James Bond goes to bed with a woman, but instead of calling him James, they say, "Oh, 007," or just, "Oh, sir," you know, and they never refer to him by name. It's kind of odd. It's just one of those things that you look at like that might be kind of a strange thing.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
How did it already start? I went straight here, pretty much. And I get that, you know, there's still combat on the Citadel, but why is Shepard still wearing full armor and weapons? I'd be getting kind of nervous.
The investigation by Citadel security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
You're the one who destroyed the beacon, then you tried to cover it up.
Shift the blame to cover your own failures. Just like Captain Anderson. He's taught you well. But what can you expect from a human?
You can expect me to kill you the next time we meet.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
Council's the most annoying part of this game.
Say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
The Council was the worst part of this game. I'm glad they didn't really have a purpose in the two sequels. Essentially, they're this... I don't even know what they are, like this government branch of alien affairs. Yet they don't really do anything. All they do throughout the game is let you have that fun feature where you can hang up on them, which never ceases to be entertaining. But honestly, I never understood the point of them. If all of his records are classified, why not, instead of having CSEC, which I thought, since that's your own, you live on the Citadel, I thought that would be your own personal police force, but isn't there somebody who can unclassify his, you know, documents and read anything? And also, I didn't think about this when I first played it, because it was like, what, 2007? And then I didn't really think about it too much in the years to follow. But, you know, cops in 2020 in real life use body cameras. And I know what you're going to say, but I'm just roll with me here. People have Ring cameras and stuff like that, or security systems on their houses. Businesses have cameras. You mean to tell me that in the future, there's not cameras just like everywhere? You know, you would think that the soldiers have cameras like built into their guns or their suits. You'd think that the docks and stuff like that on these planets, because especially, you know, when it's a military shipments coming in, would be highly supervised. there's not one camera that caught him popping a cap and his buddy. Not one at all. The guy who saw it behind the crates, he didn't have a camera phone. You know, there's nothing like that in this future. And this is like, what, 2070, 2080? You know, that's just sort of odd.
You can't hide behind the council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision.
Oh, that's...
It may have been triggered by the beacon.
This is the worst scene in the whole game, too.
Into evidence now. How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
What's the point?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
They didn't even bring any evidence.
Justice was served.
I don't even see this point. The point of this meeting was useless because what did they didn't even bring in the witness from Eden Prime who could describe Saren or anything or describe the events. It's all listed in a report. There's no way of proving anything.
Bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
Then why did you do it?
He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
See, stuff like this is the part of the... I love Mass Effect. Trust me, I've played it enough. I can criticize it. But I'm criticizing it fairly. This opening bit makes... It's trying to create conflict or to create a history, but it does it very poorly. Like, if Udina knew that the captain had history with Saren, and that would make the Council look down on them, then why bring him? You know, just list his report. Talking about dreams of Commander Shepard was a stupid idea. And even Shepard mentioned that before it started. There's no way of proving half the stuff that they claimed. The only thing that they had is that he shot another Spectre. And other than that, again, without any camera evidence, why not just work around it and try to take him out on, you know, below board?
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
But wouldn't he have had his report finished? I mean, ultimately, how long was I out? A couple of hours and we flew straight here, which let's say it took a few more hours. They had the entire report signed, sealed, and delivered within 48 hours, I'm guessing, or he doesn't even have it finished. I'll talk to him.
Any idea
I'm not talking
where
about Garrus. He's my boy.
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Oh, good old Harkin.
They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Any other ways?
There's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how
it has to get done sometimes.
No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Sometimes you have to. I mean, if you have to sacrifice 1,000 to save 1,000,000, I mean, that's not really... You do the math, it comes out good in the end.
Sometimes 1,000 people must die so 1,000,000 can
Yeah,
live.
you gotta agree with that.
But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Anyway, back to talking about some problems with this game. You know, it's the starting point of a series, and because you can transfer your saves and stuff like that, you can't argue that they didn't know that they wanted to make it a trilogy. What?
So, this is where the council passes judgment on all us little folk, huh? Ever get the feeling ran over our heads, Commander?
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Some big problems I've ever noticed with this series. Number one, it seems like some decisions were not designed to... You know, some things do sound pretty good coming over, but... You know, like whether or not you pick, spoilers for an older game, Udina, or you pick Anderson to become the Earth's representative, or anything like that. Everything just seems sort of reset in the sequels. And I just never cared for that design choice. And then, you know, speaking of like the romance options, like that, like if you are with, say, Ashley or Caden here, by the second game, they're not even in your party, and it serves no purpose at all. And there's no difference. Like, I would have liked to see... I know it would have cost a lot of money, but, you know, like, say you're with Garrus at the end of Mass Effect 2. He's with you, or you have a picture of him, or you have a voicemail from him on your phone or something before the start of all the crap that happens at Mass Effect 3. You know, there's things they could have done to make it feel more like, okay, I'm with this person, that's a choice I made in the last game that's holding over, or I did this particular thing in Mass Effect 1, and all the way in Mass Effect 3, that decision still is reverberating, you know, and I felt like there was not enough of those.
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree.
Well, you're doing it in plain
I'd like to do it
view.
more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
I can help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
I should get going then.
I never understood this little thing about the...
myself. So long.
Hang on.
And good luck with the scanning.
You see, the Keepers are like these guardians of the Citadel. And they don't really explain much more about them. They constantly... This one's just such, you know, looks like he's going to sleep. But they work on terminals and stuff like that, and essentially they're like the maids, if you will, of this whole thing.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants. Commander?
Okay, I thought that was something important there. But there's no real point to any of this. You know, you'd think that if the Citadel has been here and they found it, you know, they would have spent more time researching. And this comes to another point of the races that I didn't really care for. You look at characters like the Asari. Well, they're like explorer types. They're knowledgeable, they're very smart. You don't really see any... You know, there are some military type ones, but they all seem to be into the category of a very smart race. Then there's the Solarians, the little guy we just talked to. Brother's one right there. They are all incredibly smart. with a slight military background, but more so in science than the Asari. Then you have the humans. Definitely more military focused. Explorer types, not particularly bright, but we get the job done. Then you got the Turians, more war set nation, pretty bright, but more about their battles, victories. We actually went to war with them, apparently, when we first came to space. And then you got the Krogans, just completely war set, not caring about much else, almost wiped out by the Solarians during the Genophage. That's about your main series. But you know what they all have in common? They're all almost exactly the same, if you'll notice. That's why I took the time to describe each one. Out of the humans and the Turians, the races are almost exactly alike, other than appearance. We both like war, and that's about it. The Asari are explorers and scientists, kind of like the humans. The Solarians are the only people who seem to only have a specific trait. They are pretty much exclusively smart, yet they're good with guns. There's not a specific series that I would like to see each species have very particular quirks and ticks to them, make them unique, other than just some appearance. Like, I read an interview, I forget who it was, but it was some BioWare employee, so they only made the Asari to fill in the green alien cliche, the hot alien chicks from Star Trek. I forget the race's name, but they kind of started that. So you know how you have like Twi'leks, I think is what they're called, or you have the slave race in Star Wars and stuff like that. They're meant to fill in that role, but they're not really sexy enough. Yeah, you got the dancer ones, but you'd think that you'd see some wearing very little clothes and being a lot more of a I got a mate race, almost like a succubus in an anime, something like that. And then you would think that the Turians and the Krogans would be like a battle-torn race that were at each other's throats, and you'd think the humans would be very much exploration-focused, very Star Trek-like, and the Solarians would be the smart... you could, if you're going to do it, I'd lean into full cliche and not make them where they can all pretty much do the same things. It kind of diminishes each of them. Okay, time to go visit Harlock. I hate this guy. That's what I enjoy about Mass Effect 2, is when Garrus puts a kneecaps him. A gentleman's club in the wards. Is this it? No, this is the shops. Okay, there's Cora's den. Yeah, this never makes much sense to me either, why I'm instantly in the fight. And nobody seems to care about people attacking us in the middle of the street. Yeah, I just get attacked.
All targets down.
You say that's... wouldn't that be suspicious of him? They never really follow up with this either. You get attacked a lot on this Citadel, and you do a lot of damage before you get back off-world. Yet it never seems to matter much about all the bodies you drop. The cops never investigate you. Okay, now this is the only area in which you really see, okay, like there's human dancers and there's Asari dancers. You never see, like, what do you call it? I can understand they're not having Krogan dancers, but you don't see Turian dancers. And even this, you'd think, okay, they're supposed to be the sexy aliens, but they actually say in the lore of the game, this is some sort of combat training for them. This is some sort of martial art, believe it or not, and they can actually kill you doing this. I don't quite understand that. I'm not going to pretend to understand that. I think that's just somebody didn't want to be called sexist. And so, that's about all there is to this game. You can sum up the races very easily. Okay, there's
Back off,
Rex.
Fizz told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting for? I'm standing right here.
I always liked Rex.
This is Fizz's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story. This story is just beginning. Out of my way, humans. I have no quarrel with you.
What was that all about?
None of our
Who
business.
knows? Let's just try not to get caught in the middle.
Okay, where... I was standing right in front of Udina, or Harkin. Yeah.
Hey there, sweetheart. You looking for some fun? Because I gotta say, that soldier get-up looks real good on that body of yours.
Yeah, I think this guy deserves to get kneecapped already.
Down beside old Harkin. Have a drink. See where this goes.
I'd rather drink a cup of acid after chewing on a razor blade.
You trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta do better than that. After 20 years with CSEC, I've been called every name in the book, princess.
Call me princess again and you'll be picking your teeth up off the floor. Now tell me where Garrus is.
Okay, just relax. Garrus, you say? You must be one of Anderson's crew. Poor bastard still trying to bring Saren down. I know where Garrus is, but you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Don't waste
Just
my
tell
time.
me where Garrus is before this gets ugly.
But it's all related, don't you see? The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
Why should I believe a drunk like you?
Fine, ask Anderson. I bet he tells you. He's too stupid and proud to lie right to your face.
I don't understand how all the things the Spectres do is hush-hush, how this guy would know it. And if he can, that means he can access the confidential files, and why couldn't they access the confidential files on Saren? See what I mean? This whole early bit of the game is the worst part of the storytelling, because when you really look at it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So they say, oh, we can't do this, but we can do this. We can't do this, but we can do this. This we can do, but we can't do that. You know, it's very weird. It's just like they wanted to make up a lot of rules and stuff just to pad the runtime here. Honestly, we didn't actually have to stay on the Citadel as long as we do. I don't think if they just cut a little bit more.
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
I'm out of here.
Like a lot of this part of this game has a lot of stuff where, for example, you know, like instead of just finding Garrus right away, like, you know, calling him on a cell phone, yeah, Garrus, it's Shepard, I'd like to meet you somewhere. We have to find this guy who tells us where to find Garrus, then we gotta go talk to Garrus and do all this stuff. Do you see the kind of pattern that I'm getting at here? This is the problem that this game has a lot of, is that it spends way too much time doing stuff like this, where you're essentially being fetch quested, or not what you, I guess you wouldn't call it fetch quested, but you are being held up. Better got shotguns unlocked. There were just, okay, that was a lot faster than I thought. So we got our shotguns unlocked. We're going to focus on combat armor next round and start putting a couple points in our shotguns. Okay, put some points in his throw ability. Yeah. Assault rifles. There.
Drink in peace.
Sorry, I'll get to you when I can.
I don't understand why they ever named this character Jenna. Maybe it's something to do with side quests I've forgotten, but not really a reason for that one particular character to have a name, just the bartender.
Why didn't Captain Anderson tell us he used to be a Spectre?
None of our business.
Harkin's an ass. Bet he's just messing with our heads.
You're probably right.
That's another thing I complain about. Maybe it's just because I don't like Ashley, and I'm sorry if I'm complaining. I'm pointing out the things that, as a player, a veteran player, I know that I don't like. Okay. Go to the med clinic. Anyway, let's go to the markets. Maybe I can pick up something. Do I have any credits? How much money do I have? Not much. No point in even worrying about it. But another point that I feel like it's worth mentioning is Ashley has just joined our crew. She doesn't really know Shepard. She doesn't really know Caden. She doesn't know Anderson. Yet she says, why didn't Anderson tell us he used to be this and this? how is it her business? She was a grunt on Eden Prime. That's not really how it works, you know? People don't just divulge their whole life story in a matter of days. Also, you know, some of these... I actually really like these outfits that they designed. And you do technically get to wear them a little bit in 2 and 3 on Female Shepherd. But there's not really as much... You would think that on the Citadel they would have, like, cut out some of the... What do you want to call it? The weapon battles and stuff like that, especially in this first game. Because it's only like 2 or 3 enemies you shoot at, and then they drop, as you saw. And let your character dress more fashion in line, I guess you call it. Because it's kind of odd that you see all these people, you know, dressed like in military fatigues, but they're, you know, normal clothes, or you see the women in dresses and stuff like that. Yet you're just running around in full combat armor, strapped with 4 different guns on. You know, it does look kind of strange.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear.
That was smart, Doug. Now if Garrus comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut, or who are you?
Let her go.
Great shot, brother. Crap, gun's overheated. There we go, shotguns.
Negative contacts, Commander.
Okay, we got him.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
Yeah, that was a really good shot.
Sometimes you get lucky. Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
I don't get why you'd ever chastise him for taking the shot. As a cop or a soldier, I mean, if you see a hostage situation like that, you don't think, you just do it. And then you think about how close it was later. If you've ever heard a soldier or anybody talk, you know, in interviews or anything, or documentary types, you know, they all say the same thing. So I feel like that's more an option just if you really want to be a sissy. And as a trained military soldier, you would never say right in front of someone that was risky, because it really wasn't that risky. She's going to get shot no matter what.
Why were they threatening you? Who do they work for?
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garrus about the Quarian.
What Quarian?
A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot, but she wouldn't tell me who did it. I could tell she was scared, probably on the run. She asked me about the Shadow Broker. She wanted to trade information in exchange for a safe place to hide.
Then what?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
Not anymore. Now he works for Saren. And the Shadow Broker isn't too happy about it.
Fist betrayed the Shadow Broker? That's stupid even for him. Saren must have made him quite the offer.
That Quarian must have something Saren wants. Something worth crossing the Shadow Broker to get.
She must have something that proves he's a traitor. Did the Quarian mention anything about Saren or the Geth?
She did. The information she was going to trade. She said it had something to do with the Geth.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There is no way the Council can ignore this.
We need to find her.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
You're a Turian. Why do you want to bring him down?
I couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
Welcome aboard, Garrus.
You know, we aren't the only ones going after Fist. The Shadow Broker hired a Krogan bounty hunter named Rex to take him out.
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
We could use
Krogan
him.
might come in handy.
Last I heard, he was at the CSEC Academy.
What's he doing there?
Fist accused him of making threats. We brought Rex in for a little talk. If you hurry, you can catch him at the Academy before he leaves.
Move out.
Okay, yep, we're definitely taking Garrus with us. And Caden. I don't need Ashley. There we go. Accept squad. That's the last time you'll ever see Ashley in this game, believe it or not. I don't need her. One of the things I don't like about her, too, another thing to keep going on about, is you know how... Let me try to think here. There we go. You know how in that one level Rex gets mad, and you gotta talk him down, and you can even have the option of killing him. Well, if you don't kill him there, Ashley will kill him. Which is something I just never liked. It makes her a very annoying character. Just the fact that she just goes around shooting everybody. Okay, need to go to the CSEC thing. Okay, I guess it's somewhere around here. Or do I have to go up here to the president? Okay, yeah, so I was right. Stay where I'm at. Okay, move out. Okay, which way was it to the CSEC Academy? Downstairs here. I don't remember my way around super well. This is more...
It's even bigger than it looks.
How would you know?
I got a tour. One of 500 to see the ascension from the inside out.
Really?
That does not look like that's gonna work. Good luck, little fella.
6 hours and we only saw 1/10.
They did try to do some unique stuff with some of the characters, though. I thought that, what's her name? Tali, I think is how you say her name, the one that I was just talking about, was an interesting case because she has the physical prevention from being able to, like, be with Shepard due to the fact that her race, you know, has to wear that bodysuit and stuff like that. And they did try to do some unique stuff with some of the races, but there's not enough difference between most of the races to really make them that stand out.
You're Shepard, right? I saw the monument at Akuz. They got a whole section about you there. It's a miracle you survived.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
No.
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
I don't like just doing the tell me about the CSEC and tell me about the Spectres. If you want to know more about that, it's honestly better just to Google it or read a wiki or play the game yourself. They sped up the elevators a lot. Look how much faster they move to it. It's actually interesting. And see, you can actually hit the A button and skip the rides entirely. That is an quality of life improvement that I can get behind 100%. They've done some great things with this. I've heard so many people complain it's not enough. What more do you want? It's not a remake. It's a I have seen remasters that, okay, we ported over to the new engine, or we have new lighting effects, and I know that's a lot of work to even port something over to the new engine. But ultimately, it's like you get the same game with maybe some all the DLC included, and they charge you the same price for something that could have been, you know, a $30 charge, because that's all it's worth at the end of the day. It ain't like they're really doing everything all the way over again with new voice lines and all that. And so I always felt that you don't get your money for a remaster. Halo the Master Chief Collection was the first game remaster that I thought, yes, now that's something I can get behind. You get Halo, you get Halo Reach, you get Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 4. That's a heck of a bundle for $60. Think about it. That's like, okay, let's see. 4 or 5, that's 6 games. That comes out to $10 a game for a remaster. That is really good. Mass Effect is $20 for 3 games, but in terms of the length of each game, that adds up to get you about $1 an hour, which is good value.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
I like Rex.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
I'm going after Fist. I don't want you getting in my way.
Huh. Now I recognize you. Commander Shepard from the Alliance. Heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
That's literally the same as our saying.
I think we're gonna get along just fine, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
Yeah, the Krogan race is probably one of my favorites in the game. Simply because they're just really cool. You know, they kind of remind. I'm a huge fan of the Predator series. You know, like Alien versus Predator. And I always like the tribal aesthetic of this race. It's like they're able to go to space. They have this advanced tech. You know, there's probably like scientist versions of them. Yet they live by this really Native American primal code. You know what I mean? In fact, when they're down to facing one guy, they take their helmet and all that stuff off and just fight good old-fashioned fisticuffs. Okay. I just thought that was really cool.
Let me get this straight. Your business partner, Shorb, he's threatened you?
Well, no, not exactly. But he wants to meet with me. I think he's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really get into the details. But Shorban will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
I can't help you. Not unless you give me something more to go on.
Okay, let me just do the talking from here.
Hey there! Oh, you're not C-Sec, are you? Did you want something?
I overheard
you. What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance.
Kinda creepy.
I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
What do you need?
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban? That's the guy who wanted us to scam the
You weren't there for that, my friend.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
If I find out he's lied to me...
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Okay, so now go find the guy who had us scanning these Keepers. Only reason I ever accept the quest is pretty much just because I need the extra money. You don't get a lot of money early in the game, and you don't really buy a lot of things, but what you do buy, you know, is, you know, kind of useful. Sometimes you can find weapons and stuff a little early. Okay, med clinic. I do like how much faster the loading times are. Things just feel very snappy now. I feel like I'm playing a really fun RPG now, because the worst parts of RPGs for me is when you're just running around trying to accomplish something, I guess would be the way you would word that. You know, and you're having to run around a big map just from point. You know, you meet, say you talk to this woman and she wants you to do something, well, you got to go all the way back to where you just came from to finish another quest, and then walk all the way back. When you let fast travel and stuff, some people might enjoy that and think it's immersive. I think it's a load of bull.
I'm an investigative journalist working here on the Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
I know this might be a weird thing to observe, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but you know how I said earlier that they made all the women's chests for the armor, all the female party members' chests, the same size so it can fit the same armor? Well, I think they've made the women's chest on the civilians a little bit bigger, because now there's a bit of cleavage showing, I guess you call it under cleavage, I don't know the proper term, I've always heard people say under boob, on the women's dresses here, and I never noticed that before. I don't know if it's just high resolution textures, or they really did increase their bust size or something.
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
What does she want?
You gotta have access to better sources. Why contact me?
I'm using every source I can find, but I think I've got a better shot with you. According to your file, you survived back on Akuz when everyone else in your squad got killed.
That doesn't make me
Anyone can find
anything
the
worth
worst
talking to
elements of
people.
the Citadel and live to tell about it. It's you.
How do you know that my investigation is going to uncover anything you need?
You wouldn't be investigating if it weren't big. And if it's big, it's something I'd like to hear about.
No promises, but if I find anything relating to your case, I'll inform you.
Thank you, Commander. You won't regret it.
Okay, we only got about 10 minutes more of video left. Okay, this is the way to the markets. Okay. I wish they'd do a new Mass Effect either with... You know, I don't think that Shepard's story needs more, if that makes any sense. Because, you know, it's finished. I hear they reworked the ending for Mass Effect 3 a little bit, and I hope that it's a better ending. But there's no way that you can go back and fix some of the problems that already plagued the game. You know, the ending was terrible. I think that a lot of people have been more happy with, okay, an ending where, yes, Shepard might sacrifice himself to save the world, or a chance for an ending where Shepard gets a good ending, you know. Take Liara or Garrus or whoever you pick as your romance and ride off into the sunset, but that's a gone option. I'd like to see him do a new Mass Effect with the new race, with the races as a playable character option. I know that's a lot of work, but you know, it's worth it. People would buy it. Mass Effect's name is still good. Andromeda was just a bad game.
The hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
All I did was really screw up Eden Prime. Eden Prime.
Do I know you?
No, I'm just a fan. One of your biggest fans, actually. My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
You know, so far I've not complained at all about the remastered graphics, but his chin strap beard looking thing, I don't know how to describe it. It's flesh colored and plasticky, just the same as Caden's hair. But the problem is, with that color, it kind of just looks like he's got like a tan line on his face. It don't look right. Again, for all the good things this has done, I can let stuff like that slide a little bit. But you know, that looks like they're when they had to redo these models, I assume by hand, or at least play through the game for playtesting, make sure everything looked well. You'd think that somebody might point out that might not be the right color.
They say a lot of things. I was too busy killing them to count.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Here you go.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
It's a shame you never really get to see much of Earth either. There's just a lot of things in this game. I always felt like, if anything, I'd like to see just a remake of Mass Effect. I know that sounds stupid. We just got a remaster. Why would you do a remake? Well, because, you know, there is a great idea of this trilogy. You know, there's the Reapers and there's the Collectors, and they're tied together and they're trying to destroy the world, and Shepard's trying to stop them over a course of 3 games. But, you know, you could say, okay, I don't think that we did enough stuff to really make it so that your decisions in Game 1 affects Game 3. You know, you could do it, just make a longer game, like 1 game, and then put it into 2 parts or something like that, or maybe into 3 parts. But just fix it so that your decision... I'd like to see a game that's not like Telltale or anything like that, where 1 or 2 things might matter and nothing else does. I'd like to see a big sci-fi space opera sort of thing where 1 decision is important to the entire game. People will talk about, oh yeah, didn't you spit on him and the thing and set fire to him and then piss on his corpse? Well, yeah, I did. Well, then I'm not talking to you for that. And not change, or maybe and then in Game 3, well, you did do this bad thing to me, but you have done stuff to help me out since, so I am going to forgive you. And stuff like that. You know, really try to make it like a TV show, you know, where you just get to follow the plot. You know, I'd love to see something like that, but I don't think we're there yet for that kind of technology.
Commander,
I wasn't expecting to see you again.
And patience.
Is there something you want?
Drop the act. I want to know what's going on, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
We're not buying it. Jalid told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
Just tell me everything you know.
You boys can go.
Okay, he did come with guns.
Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander.
He's gonna kill in broad daylight in the middle of this place?
Over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
That's it?
That's what all the fuss is about?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
There's more to this.
That doesn't explain why you're trying to kill your partner.
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
I should kill both of you idiots.
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
If it'll help further the scientific cause, how can I refuse?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
If I have time, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Okay, so now just go back to where we came from, and then I'll end the video. So see, stuff like this, doing side quests will slow down our initial progress. We did recruit Rex and Garrus, and so we did get a little bit done, but we still haven't gotten, you know, a massive amount done. But in a game this big, that's why it takes a long time. Even using the fast travel system to help me get around and save me a couple of minutes of walking is not enough with a game this big. You know what I mean? It's impossible almost to just sum everything up in a matter of episodes. Is he still here? Yeah. I don't remember what this race is called. What are they called, actually? Oh, I gotta put points for Rex. There.
Hello again. Did you have any luck?
I forgot to look up. I think they're called the Volus. I think is what they're called. And I never understood what they're supposed to be. They kind of look like a mix between Darth Vader and R2-D2.
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorban would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorban, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorban can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
Okay, we got it done. We got a little more experience, and we got some coins for it. Not much. Anyway, another thing I've now noticed I never noticed before. If you're looking around at the... I'm guessing like all the people in blue are CSEC. Because Garrus wears blue. You see Solarians, you see humans, you see Turians wearing blue. If you notice, you never really see any CSEC Krogan, or you never see any Asari, you know, the blue ones, if you don't know. You don't see any of... I know why the Tali species, the Quarian, I think is what they're called, don't do it. What are you doing? Is there something interesting going on in that guy's pants?
I used to have an office here. spend half my time doing paperwork.
I don't think the AI has ever done this before. Okay, he must be very impressed with whatever's going on.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site.
Yeah, just skip. Best thing they could have ever added this. Oh, I'm on a spaceport. I went the wrong way. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to end the episode here. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. Like I said, I'm sorry if I just kind of pointed out a lot of faults with the game. I just, as someone who's, this is a series I can 100% say I'm a veteran of. I've been here for every one of them, including Andromeda. After we finished this series, I wanted to do Andromeda about a year ago, but just couldn't work up the courage to do it. I know that sounds stupid, but Andromeda to me was a bad game, and we'll talk more about it, you know, later on. But, you know, I hope you guys will enjoy the series, and if it's just little stuff like this getting done, hope you'll bear with me. I feel like we did get about 30 minutes worth of story content done, and then about 30 minutes of, less than 30 minutes in my opinion, of side content done. But remember, this is going to be a long series. You might see 5 episodes of just side quest related content, so bear with it and strap in for a long haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.